In 2018, Nigeria was forced to confront a tragedy that should have shaken the nation to its core. A 13-year-old girl named Elizabeth Ochanya Ogbanje died under circumstances so horrific, they exposed the darkest failures of a system meant to protect the innocent. This is her story. And 7 years later, justice still remains out of reach. Ochanya was born on March 10, 2005, in the small community of Ochanya Ogbanje in Benue State, Nigeria. She was the youngest of 11 children born to Rose Abba and Michael Ogbanje. Like many Nigerian parents in rural communities, Okanya's parents wanted their daughter to have opportunities they never had. When the only government school in their village shut down, they made a decision that millions of parents make every year. They sent their 5-year-old daughter to live with relatives who could provide her with an education. That relative was Okanya's aunt, Felicia Ogbanje, who lived in Agbakalo with her husband, Andrew Ogbanje, a lecturer at Benue State Polytechnic, and their 5 children. It was supposed to be a chance at a better life. Instead, it became a living nightmare. According to Okanya's own testimony, the abuse began when she was just 8 years old. Victor Ogbanje, one of her aunt's children, her own cousin, began sexually assaulting her. The abuse was first discovered by Victor's sister, Winifred, who caught her brother in the act and reported it to their parents. Andrew Ogbanje scolded his son. But instead of protecting Ochanya, instead of sending her home to safety, he did something unthinkable. He began abusing her himself. For 5 years, Ochanya was systematically assaulted by both father and son in a home where she should have been safe. Neither Andrew nor Felicia informed Okanya's parents, until they were directly confronted. In 2012, the abuse began to show its devastating physical effects. Ochanya started getting sick. The Ogbanjes contacted her parents to tell them she was ill, but they didn't tell them why. From that point on, Ochanya was constantly in and out of hospitals. By 2018, her condition had become critical. She was sent home from Federal Government Girls' College in Boko after multiple visits to the school sick bay. She had trouble standing. She was passing waste uncontrollably. A 13-year-old child had to wear diapers. Medical examinations revealed the cause, vesicovaginal fistula, a condition where an opening forms between the bladder and vagina, causing constant leakage of urine. While VVF is typically a complication of childbirth, in Okanya's case, it was caused by years of brutal sexual assault. The damage to her young body was catastrophic. When her parents finally confronted Andrew Ogbanje, he admitted that his son Victor had assaulted Ochanya, but he maintained his own innocence. But Ochanya was insistent. She told her parents the truth. She told journalists the truth. Both father and son had raped her. There was even video testimony of Ochanya narrating her experience in the Ogbanje household. A 13-year-old girl, dying, found the courage to speak her truth. On October 17, 2018, Ochanya Ogbanje passed away from complications related to years of sexual abuse. Okanya's death sparked national outrage. Protests erupted. Child rights activists demanded justice. The case captured international attention. In August 2018, Andrew Ogbanje was arrested and tried on 4 counts of rape and culpable homicide. But then came the verdicts that would shock the nation. In April 2022, nearly 4 years after Okanya's death, the Benue State High Court acquitted Andrew Ogbanje of all charges. The judge cited the failure of police to medically match Andrew to the reports and contradictory autopsy reports. One report said Ochanya died of natural causes, while another stated she suffered diseases related to sexual abuse. Despite video testimony from Ochanya herself, the judge stated it was regrettable that the deceased could not tell her story before she died. But she did tell her story. The court simply chose not to believe her. On the same day, in a separate case at the Federal High Court, Okanya's aunt, Felicia Ogbanje, was convicted of negligence for exposing the child to rape. She was sentenced to just 5 months in prison. Think about that for a moment. The woman who failed to protect Ochanya got 5 months. The man accused of repeatedly raping her walked free, and Victor Ogbanje, the son who allegedly began the abuse. He has been on the run since 2018. He has never faced trial. He remains a free man to this day. Ochanya's case is not an isolated incident. It represents a systemic crisis in Nigeria. According to UNICEF, 6 out of every 10 Nigerian children experience some form of violence before turning 18. 1 in 4 girls has suffered sexual abuse. In Lagos State alone, over 24,000 incidents of sexual and gender-based violence were recorded in just 5 years, most involving minors. Yet conviction rates remain shockingly low. In 2021, over 11,200 rape cases were reported nationwide, but only a fraction led to prosecution, and even fewer to conviction. Cultural stigma, weak enforcement of laws, lack of specialized courts, and corruption in the justice system all contribute to a culture of impunity. When perpetrators are powerful, like university lecturers, they often escape accountability. When victims are poor, rural, and female, their pain is dismissed. 7 years after her death, Nigerians have not forgotten Ochanya. In October 2025, social media exploded with renewed calls for justice. The hashtag #JusticeForOchanya trended across X, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Prominent figures like social media personality Tunde Ednut and chef Hilda Baci joined the chorus demanding accountability. A petition on change.org calling for authorities to reopen the case and arrest Victor Ogbanje has gathered thousands of signatures. A GoFundMe campaign has been launched to support renewed advocacy efforts. Child rights activist Betty Abba has directly appealed to the Benue State government, the Nigeria Police Force, and the Ministry of Justice to take action. The message is clear: Nigerians will not let Ochanya's death be in vain. Ochanya Ogbanje should be 20 years old today. She should have graduated from secondary school. She should have had the chance to pursue her dreams, to build a life, to experience joy. Instead, she died at 13, betrayed by the very people who were supposed to protect her, and failed by a justice system that valued technicalities over truth. Her story is a reminder that child protection is not optional. That justice delayed is justice denied. That silence in the face of abuse is complicity. Ochanya spoke her truth, even as she was dying. The question now is, will Nigeria finally listen? Will the system that failed her find the courage to make things right? 7 years later, the fight for justice continues. Because Ochanya deserved better. And every child in Nigeria deserves better. Rest in power, Ochanya Ogbanje. Your voice will not be silenced. If you want to support the fight for justice for Ochanya, you can sign the petition at change.org by searching Justice for Ochanya. Share her story. Demand accountability. And never stop fighting for children who can't fight for themselves.